Good morning students. In the previous class we have learnt about Latimer diagrams. Today let us discuss force diagram and then Poor-Bayes diagrams. Okay. Now what are force diagram? The force diagram for an element M is obtained by plotting n into E naught of a species against oxidation number, or they are the diagrams which are obtained by plotting n into E naught versus oxidation number. Okay. Now what is delta G naught? Minus delta G naught is given by n F into E naught, or n into E naught is equal to minus delta G naught divided by F, or that is n into E naught proportional to minus delta G naught. Thus the plot of n into E naught versus n can also be regarded as a plot of minus delta G naught versus n. So these diagrams give the information about the properties and stability of different oxidation states of elements. Okay. The most stable oxidation state of an element corresponds to the species which occupies the lowest position in its Frost diagram. Alright. The plot is rough plot is given here, n E naught versus oxidation number. You can see here most oxidized stable oxidation state is having lowest value for n into E naught. Okay. If the point for a species, this is the diagram, okay, Frost diagram for nitrogen under acidic and basic conditions. If the point for a species lies above the line joining the 2 points representing 2 other species, then that species will be thermodynamically less stable than the other 2 species. If the point for a species lies below the connecting line, then it would be thermodynamically more stable than the other 2 species. Now in this diagram, since the point for NH2OH, you can see here NH2OH, point for NH2OH lies above the line connecting the points for NH3 and N2, okay, NH3 and N2. So this is much above than NH3 or N2, okay, NH3 or N2, and then NH, therefore it is thermodynamically less stable. Which one? The thermodynamically less stable, okay, the NH2 is thermodynamically less stable, okay, than the other 2 species. If the point lies below the connecting line, then it should be more stable, okay. Therefore NH2OH readily it decomposes into NH3 and NH2 because it is unstable, okay, or less stable. Therefore it easily decomposes to give what? NH3 and then N2 even at room temperature, okay. Now when the points corresponding to the species lie in a straight line, the species are equally stable. If they lie in a straight line, then the species are equally stable. For example, species NO, HNO2, okay, you can see here NO, HNO2 and then N2O4 and HNO3, okay, are almost equally stable as the points corresponding to these species lie almost on a straight line, okay, they are lie almost on a straight line. Therefore we can say they are equally stable, okay. Now redox stability of water, okay, redox stability of water. The stability of an ion or a molecule in solution depends upon the solvent and the other solutes present in solution, including the dissolved oxygen. This is because the ion or molecule may be destroyed by the solvent, may act as oxidizing agent or reducing agent. Now which is the example? So sodium example is given here, sodium solid, water liquid to give Na plus aqueous and then half hydrogen and then OH minus, okay, and then Na solid combines with H plus giving Na plus aqueous and then H2 half H2 gases. The ions like CO3 plus get reduced by water liberating oxygen. You can see here it is liberating oxygen, okay, O2, it should be O2 gas. Thus water can act as an oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent. So when water acts as oxidizing agent, it gets reduced to H2, okay. If water acts as a reducing agent, it gets oxidized reduced to what? H2. And when water acts as a reducing agent, it gets oxidized to O2, Okay, in this example you can see it gets oxidized as O2. The reduction of water can be represented as 2H2O plus 2 electrons. Okay, you can see here 2H2O plus 2 electron gives H2 plus 2OH minus. Alright. So, 2H plus 2 electrons giving H2. Okay. Now, from Nernst equation, we know that E0 is equal to minus 0.0519, pH is equal to 0 and E0 is equal to 0. Okay. Therefore, under ideal conditions, a species would be oxidized at E0 is equal to 0 when pH is equal to 0. But each species has a hydrogen ore voltage. If there is a hydrogen ore voltage of, for example, 0.6 volts, then the species having redox potential more negative than minus 0.6 volts at pH 0 would be oxidized by water. Now, one example is given. Okay, Na E0 value is given minus 2.71 volts and calcium E0 value is given minus 2.87, lithium is given minus 3.04 volts, and oxidation of water to oxygen can be represented by this equation: 2H2O liquid giving O2 gas plus 4H plus 4 electron, and then O2 gas, okay, O2 plus combined with 4H plus and then 4 electron and then 2H2O. So, E0 is equal to 1.23 volts minus 0.0591 pH, okay, pH, or E0 is equal to 1.23 volts when pH is 0. E0 is equal to 1.23 volts. Okay. If there is oxygen ore voltage minus 0.3 volts, and if the species with redox potential more than plus 1.53 volts at pH is equal to 0. So, cobalt 3 plus with the one, the to cobalt 2 plus and cerium 4 plus, cerium 3 plus, these are the values. Okay. And then here there is a graph showing V, that is the potential in volts versus pH. Okay. So, in ideal conditions, a species would be reduced by water if it is reduction potential is greater than 1.23 volts at pH is equal to 0. So, example is redox couple CO3 plus CO2 plus. Okay. In the previous slide you have seen. So, cerium 4 plus to cerium 3 plus get reduced by water. So, variation of potentials for reduction and oxidation of water with pH of the solution is given here. So, the pH of normal water varies from 4 to 9, you can see here normal water 4 to 9 it varies. The shaded area shows the redox stability region for a species without hydrogen or oxygen ore voltage in water in this pH range. Okay. With oxygen ore voltage, the area extend upwards, and with hydrogen ore voltage, area extend downwards. Okay. The area PQR, this is the area PQRS, represents redox stability region for a species with both hydrogen and oxygen ore voltages. Okay. Now, next slide, Pourbaix diagram. Now, what are Pourbaix diagrams? A Pourbaix diagram is a plot of potential versus pH of a species. Okay, you can see here potential versus one pH of a species. So, along the x-axis pH, along the y-axis potential or electrode potential. It represents the conditions of potential and pH under which a given metal species is thermodynamically stable towards oxidation or reduction. Okay. Now, how to explain this Pourbaix diagram for iron water system? Okay, iron water system in 1 molar solution. The first point, the line AB, okay, line AB represents the equilibrium between Fa3 plus and Fa2 plus. In the previous slide you have seen the line AB that represents the equilibrium between Fa3 plus and Fa2 plus. Okay, and what is the equation? This is the equation. Fa3 plus electron, that means reduction, addition of electrons is reduction. So, for in other words, ferric 3 plus is reduced to Fa2 plus. Okay. So, E0 is equal to plus 0.77 volts. That is reduction potential for this reaction is 0.77 volts. Alright. Now, as the reaction does not involve H plus ion, the redox potential is independent of pH. So, pH depends on H plus ions. Okay, you know the formula. pH is equal to negative logarithm hydrogen ion concentration. Therefore, pH depends on H plus concentration. Okay. So, hence the line is horizontal or parallel to x-axis. If the potential of the redox couple of ion species in solution is more than 0.77 volts, then only Fe3 plus ions will exist in the solution. Okay. Now, second point, the line CD represents the equilibrium between Fe2 plus and Fe. Okay. This is the equation. Fe2 plus aqueous plus 2 electrons, okay, to give what? Fe. It should be 2 electrons here, it gives what? Fe. So, reduction potential is, okay, minus 0.44 volts. As the reaction does not involve H plus ion, this also reaction does not involve H plus ion, the redox potential is independent of pH. Okay. Hence, the line is horizontal or parallel to x-axis. If the potential of the redox couple of ion species in solution is lower than minus 0.44 volts, then only ion will exist. Now, what happens to the when the line BE? Okay, how to explain the line BE? The vertical line BE represents the equilibrium between Fe3 plus and FeOH tri, that is ferric hydroxide. Okay, this is the reaction. Fe3 plus aqueous reacts with water in the liquid form to give ferric hydroxide solid form and 3H plus. Okay. Now, this reaction involves H plus ions. Okay, you can see here H plus ions. This reaction involves H plus ions. Okay, hence it is pH dependent. The formation of ferric hydroxide is favored by high pH, whereas the presence of Fe3 plus in solution is favored by low pH. Okay. Next, the line BF. Now, what does the line BF represents? Okay. Now, the line BF represents equilibrium between ferrous ion and ferric hydroxide. Okay, this is a reaction. Ferric hydroxide reacts with 3H plus electron, giving Fe2 plus and 3H2. Okay. Now, since this equation H plus ions are involved in this reaction, you can see here H plus ions are involved in this reaction. Okay. The potential change depends upon pH. So, reduction potential depends upon pH. The variation of potential with pH is given by Nernst equation. You know the Nernst equation, E is equal to E0 minus 0.0591 logarithm Fe2 plus minus 3 into 0.0591 into pH. Okay. The potential falls linearly with increase in pH, and that is shown by the line BF. Okay. The regions of potential and pH that lies above the line BF corresponds to the conditions in which the oxidized ferric hydroxide solid species is stable. Alright. The regions below the line BF correspond to the condition in which reduced ferrous ion is stable. Okay. Now, the vertical line DF, what does it represent? It represents the equilibrium between ferrous ion and ferric hydroxide. Okay. So, this is the reaction Fe2 plus 2H2 giving ferrous hydroxide and 2H plus. Alright. Now, this reaction also involves H plus ion, you can see here. Okay. It involves H plus ions, therefore, it is pH dependent. Okay. Anything reaction depends on or includes H plus ion, that means it is pH dependent. Alright. The formation of ferrous ions is favored by low pH, and that of ferrous hydroxide is favored by high pH. Okay. Now, what does the line Fg represents? The line Fg represents the equilibrium between ferric hydroxide and ferrous hydroxide. Now, how do you write the equation? Ferric hydroxide reacts with H plus ions and then reduction plus C, giving ferrous hydroxide and water. Okay, ferrous hydroxide and water. This reaction is pH dependent. Why? Because it includes H plus ions, involves H plus ions. Okay. So, variation of potential with change in pH is given by Nernst equation, which is Nernst equation E is equal to E0 minus 0.0591 pH. Okay. The dotted line indicates, the stability of filled water. If the potential and the pH of the species falls within the area PQRS, the species will be stable towards oxidation or reduction by water. Alright. So, the pore based diagram shows that ferric ions can exist in water. If the environment is oxidizing, that is, if oxygen is plenty, the pH is low and iron will be present as ferric ions. Okay. But since pH of natural water is in between 4 to 9, very little ferric ions are present. So if the conditions correspond to the area below BF, ion present as ferric oxide or ferric hydroxide, alright, and it gets reduced and enter the solution as ferrous ions. At higher pH, the potential corresponding to this area, water has higher tendency to get reduced, okay, to hydrogen, and it cannot reduce ferric hydroxide to ferrous. Therefore, ferrous ion is formed only in the presence of strong reducing agents. Okay. Now the summary of this is, it shows what is the summary of this diagram. It shows ferric ions can exist in water. Ion will be present as ferric ions. pH of natural water is in between 4 to 9. Okay. Very little ferric ions are present, and ferrous ions is formed only in the presence of strong reducing agents. Alright. With this chapter is over. Okay. Please go through all this slide. Any difficulty, please contact me. Okay. Thank you.